to understand more areas of the world, more why things are the way they are. Once you get that big macro vision on the world and what's really happening here and what's really going on, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of people are very uninspired these days. They lack motivation. They don't see clarity in what's the right thing to do. They don't know how to get started. They don't even know what they want to start. They're looking for purpose. A lot of people looking for purpose right now. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. The reason so many people feel uninspired is the opportunities before us are no longer clear. I think there is a new world forming, right? There's this digital world that's been forming over the last 2 decades that's completely different from sort of the past 5 to 10 centuries, a very analog world, and going beyond, of course. I just think that there's sort of this civilization that had no digital world, and then now that we have digital, there's so much more. So I think people feel uninspired because they can't see where to go in the new digital world. They don't know how they fit. The digital world is really scary, but it has a lot of benefits. There are a lot of opportunities in the digital world, but most people, they don't know where to find them. So if you're looking for your inspiration, if you feel purposeless, if you feel lack of clarity, if you don't know what it is you're supposed to be doing, I'm going to give you some hints. First of all, the only way to get inspired is to have an opportunity in front of you. Inspiration comes from seeing a very clear opportunity, not just financially, a lot of different reasons why there might be an opportunity for love, for status, for money, for achievement, relationships, all sorts of reasons you might be inspired to do something. And once you see an opportunity, the inspiration comes, the motivation comes, the energy comes. You know, if you're the person to be able to take action, you're going to be perfect. You're going to be good to go right at that point. But, you know, some people, they might see an opportunity, but they actually have to believe in themselves to fulfill the opportunity. If they don't really think it's possible, they're going to be, not sure I can do that. So even if there's opportunities abundant in the digital world for people, they still may not feel like they can go for it. They can take action. So one way that I've been trying to help people find opportunities is through expression, through creativity, through sharing their own truth. I've guided a lot of people down the path of ikigai thinking. Ikigai is about, finding your balance in the world with your purpose alongside it. And there's 2 really powerful questions that we can ask in order to sort of know where we're supposed to go. Really 2 simple questions. The first question is, what would you do if you couldn't fail? What would you do if anything was possible? What would you do if money was not related? And a lot of people, they can answer this question. They can say, I would own a huge business, or I would own a nonprofit organization, or I would create the greatest this and that, and I would start a restaurant, I would start a retreat center, I would start all sorts of things. And they can envision that. But the problem is, too many people envision things that will never give them real abundance. Because part of ikigai thinking is that you have to factor in what other people want. Because great abundance in this world comes from service, helping other people, right? So the second question is, once you've had your big blue sky vision and you can then start thinking beyond where you are, then the next question to ask is very simple. It's like, if you were desperate for money, if you had to do something to get by, and you could do anything, but it was a grind, you had to be there 40 to 60 to 70 hours a week just to earn that, $10 an hour. It's the worst situation. It's the opposite. But what could you imagine yourself doing that wouldn't be too bad? So for me, I would happily edit videos for the rest of my life if I had to. In slave labor, I would get through it. I would do that. In my blue sky thinking, I'm thinking, wow, I need a huge production company. I want to build a digital agency. I want to, work on the biggest projects. A lot beyond video editing. And it's when you can collapse those 2 questions together that you will get clarity on what direction you're supposed to go. So you want some overlap in those 2 things. That's kind of what you're aiming for. So let's kind of recap to figure out how to get more inspiration, and then kind of how to follow through on opportunities that will be right for you. One, you need awareness. You need awareness of opportunities so that you can feel inspired that there may be something for you in the future that if you put some energy and take action to it, it will feel really good. That's the first part. The second part is asking yourself the two questions, what would I do if I couldn't fail? And what would I do if I had to grind it out? What would I be willing to do? Collapsing those, finding the overlap, giving you some sense of, okay, I actually like doing this, but geez, I'm really having a big vision. And if I could keep working hard, I might get there. And the underlying factor to all of this is that it's a positive energy generation system. When you get aligned with opportunities that are right for you, you will take and you will create more energy for yourself. That's why we have to suggest people to follow their ikigai. What do they love to do? What are they good at? What are people willing to pay for? And what does the world need, right? And if you can follow that energy, you'll find much more of your aligned purpose, and you're then going to be able to have an abundance of energy in your life. Whereas if you start doing things that aren't aligned with your future and you don't even like doing it getting by, you're going to sink in energy. You're going to go negative in energy. It's going to be really tough for you to get out. So that's why it's very important to also know, okay, let me figure out what job I can do now to grind that I'll still be happy, that I can get a little bit more energy out of, right? If, some people recommend you want to start a business, why don't you just go work at this place or that place, get some money and you'll be ready to go. It's it's not so easy, right? You're going to lose energy by going out of alignment with your own true path, with what matters to you, with what inspires you, right? Different opportunities inspire people differently. So, if you're looking for inspiration, go learn some new shit. See what opportunities are out there in areas outside of your current comfort zone. That's the thing. You've maximized your comfort zone. You've gone all the way, there's nothing left. You feel depressed. You don't see anything within this realm possible for you. Just step outside of that comfort zone for just a bit, right? Just go do something that you've never done before. Go change your life completely. I've done it 3 times to myself. Why? To gain new perspective, to understand more areas of the world, more why things are the way they are. Once you get that big macro vision on the world and what's really happening here and what's really going on, you're going to be able to make smarter decisions and faster decisions for yourself, and you're going to be able to really just push through life in a much more aligned, abundant, alkaline, think about an alkaline battery. It recharges, it creates energy. Think of an acidic battery. It runs out, it dies. Don't be acidic, be alkaline.